Hello and a warm welcome to a brand new edition of South Central. This is the one show you need to tune into to get the lowdown on everything making news in South India. My name is Jude Sanat and let's slip in to the top story that we're tracking at this hour. The state of Karnataka has passed the Greater Bengaluru Governance Bill. In fact, this piece of legislation was just one among 12 that was passed in the state legislature itself. And it's a very interesting piece of legislation at that, because it essentially means that the Greater Bengaluru governance, or the Greater Bengaluru Authority rather, it now allows for all policy makers, namely MLAs and MPs who reside in Bengaluru itself, to now have representation at the newly formed Greater Bengaluru Authority. Now, for context, the Greater Bengaluru Authority is the new civic body that will replace the existing BBMP and be in charge of administration and urban planning in the city of Bengaluru itself. Now, as per the Greater Bengaluru Governance Bill, all MPs and MLAs who reside in the city will now have a place in the authority itself. The list, however, omits public representatives who are also voters within these areas. Interestingly, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Rajya Sabha MP Sudha Murthy also find themselves as part of the Greater Bengaluru Authority on an amendment brought in by the state government. In fact, the minister in charge of the GBA is D.K. Shivkumar, who announced the amendments to the bill and the additions of the names of the FM and that of Sudha Murthy. Staying with assembly action from Karnataka, Health Minister Dinesh Gundu Rao has informed the Legislative Council that cases of female foeticide may still be a concern in some parts of the state. The minister said that his department was actively looking into multiple cases of abnormally high male births at certain government hospitals at a handful of regions and taluks in Karnataka. Mr. Gundu Rao even said that a number of suspected female foeticide cases were done voluntarily and that as many as 46 arrests have been made since 2023 on this very suspicion of foeticide. The health minister added that 8 cases have been registered thus far against these alleged crimes, at least up until date. Now, the Karnataka government has on its part intensified inspections and even put together a task force to combat female foeticide. Despite decades of awareness drives and an outright ban on sex determination, the practice has continued. The state has now appointed both nodal officers and other authorities across districts in the state to tighten enforcement drives and clamp down on these cases of female foeticide. Meanwhile, Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has written to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman with the request of exempting state borrowings related to education from FRBM limits. The FRBM, or the Financial Responsibility and Budget Management Limits, are the norms that are set in place which in turn determine how much of a state's borrowing is in line or in excess or within permissible limits when compared to its gross domestic product, or GSDP. In fact, Telangana has been under pressure in recent times for just about brushing those limits on account of its borrowings. Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has now made the request to exempt education-related borrowings from FRBM limits, as the state plans on seeking out loans totaling to 30,000 crore rupees in connection to the Young India Integrated Schools project. In fact, the project in question will see integrated schools and upgraded education infrastructure being constructed in 105 assembly constituencies across Telangana, with a capacity of 2,560 students in each school from grades 5 to 12. Now, the construction of these 105 integrated residential schools with state-of-the-art facilities like labs and stadiums is projected to cost the state a total of 21,000 crore rupees. However, an additional 9,000 crore is slated to be invested in modernization drives and other infrastructure-related work in junior, regular and technical colleges. This, in turn, has put the total investment figure related to the project at just about 30,000 crore rupees, which Telangana plans on borrowing and requests the FM to exempt from its FRBM limits itself. Moving on to Kerala now, the state's LDF-led government has ordered that all 30 films that were selected for screening at the ongoing International Film Festival of Kerala actually feature at the festival itself. Now, the order comes in the backdrop of the centre not permitting the screening of 19 out of 30 of these films on account of a number of reasons. In fact, in a scathing attack against the centre, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that it was unacceptable that the union government attempt to censor works of cinema in the state of Kerala.